Hello! Welcome back to AURAM'S Forum, where the studio doesn't get any cooler, and I just keep losing clothing. I'm glad that this is part 3 of the relaunch saga, because if I was going to a part 4, I would probably have to take my shirt off, and I'm not doing that on camera. So, this is just gonna be a quick one, a quick kind of, ooh, I almost dropped something. A quick, like, addendum to this whole thing. Basically, I feel like I gushed on DC a lot, and touted them as the best thing in the world, but I kind of wanted to reel that back a bit and just kind of talk about their crises and how, for a while, they were kind of in Marvel's situation where, like, every year or two they would have another crisis and everything would change. But then Marvel was like, oh, let's do that too, but to a lesser extent, nobody likes it. So DC is known for doing this thing called a crisis, and it all started, this is arguable, but the biggest one that kind of made Crises a thing was 1985's Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was, in effect, it was to merge the two Earths that had been revealed to coexist in a multiverse, which was Earth 1, which is the one that you know from the Silver Age, essentially, which had Barry Allen Flash, Hal Jordan Green Lantern, still kept up with Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman, Bruce Wayne, Kal-El, and Diana Prince. But it was revealed that the Golden Age, everything that happened in the Golden Age with, like, the JSA and all those kooky characters, that happened on Earth 2. And this was revealed in a storyline, a Flash story called The Flash of Two Worlds, where Jay Garrick and Barry Allen ran so fast that, I forget which one, I think Barry, he ran so fast that he vibrated into Earth 2 and was like, whoa, you're the Flash, I'm the Flash, let's mash! So yeah, that led up to the storyline Crisis on Infinite Earths, which lots of things happened. You got, like, I think Supergirl died, Earth 1 and Earth 2 boys met up, and then the story ended in a big bash of Barry Allen dying, sacrificing himself to save the world, and the result was New Earth, post-Crisis, pre-Flashpoint. All of those terms are referring to the new world, new multiverse that was created after Crisis on Infinite Earths. And they did this to kind of clear up continuity confusion of the stories that they've been telling up until this point. And this would become a theme in the way that DC does their crises, where essentially they are used as a tool to fix continuity errors. Not continuity errors, but just continuity just messes up, strange continuity mishaps, and boys like that. So, you had that going on, and Crisis on Infinite Earths did that. We were fine in this world for a while, and then, like, I don't remember the order of them, but you had stories like Final Crisis, Identity Crisis. There were books that didn't even have crisis in the name, but were essentially crises, like Flashpoint, for instance, is definitely a crisis. Convergence is also another crisis, in terms of, like, fixing continuity. Identity Crisis, for instance, I believe that was clearing up some confusion with Superboy Prime or something? Or was that Final Crisis? I don't know. Final Crisis was a weird one. Final Crisis is the one where Batman shoots Darkseid with, like, a time bullet, but it backfires, and it sends him on a journey through time. He goes back into the caveman days and creates this, like, cult, and Grant Morrison's like, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that Batman creates himself, he sucks his own dick, and then Batman happens, which is just a bit strange. Like, you already did that with the Flash. Don't do it with Batman. Batman doesn't need that. Batman doesn't need to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's cool with the Flash, because that's not even a self-fulfilling prophecy. the Flash just made himself. Batman goes back in time and inspires some bat people to wear bat symbols, and then Gotham, there's like this secret cult of the bat, and then Batman becomes Batman for some reason. I don't know, it's a really, really weird Grant Morrison-ass story. So that's like, things happen in Final Crisis. I mean, the biggest one after Crisis on Infinite Earths is clearly Flashpoint, which we talked about in the last episode, but that is what spawned the New 52. And I feel like they wanted Convergence to be another one of those huge crises, because they launched DCU after that, and they really tried to push this nothing matters, just tell stories thing, which could work, but it just doesn't in that context. So you played it wrong. You played your cards wrong, unfortunately. The reason I think that this isn't a good thing, for the most part, is it's the same reasons I gave for Marvel. At the in the mid 2000s, when they were doing them so consistently, you were just waiting for another crisis to happen. It creates this thing where you're just reading books and you're like, okay, when's the next crisis coming? Are we leading up to the next crisis yet? It's the same thing with Marvel doing these events constantly, where you're just reading and going, oh, here's the next teaser for the next event. Oh, we're gonna relaunch soon, so we gotta wrap up. You're just because of publication, you're just waiting on things instead of enjoying the books that you're currently reading. Which is why Rebirth is so brilliant, because they have this through line that is the event, instead of an event book being there and forcing all the books to tie into it, and giving them essentially a death sentence on a certain date. But that's just one man's opinion. Again, I feel like I could probably wrap up now. I don't have a lot to say on the Crises, especially since I haven't read them all, but I just think in any case, when you're releasing anything super consistently that is a status quo changer or a big effect on continuity or anything like that, it brings problems with it. And I don't think Marvel or DC quite realizes that. DC might know it now, but Marvel definitely doesn't. So yeah, super short one this week. I know, like, I'm kind of going against what I said, what the point of this series is, which is just longer videos, blah blah blah, but I just wanted to, this was actually originally a show with issues topic to talk about DC Crises in the vein that I did with my, All the Origins of Batman video that I did a little while ago. It was like a year ago, but yeah, there's not much to say on the DC Crises other than don't do them so consistently, and I feel like they've learned from that, because there hasn't been one since Convergence, which is good, and it doesn't look like there's going to be one in a while. I think if anything, the next crisis is gonna be Doomsday Clock, but the way that they're setting it up, it doesn't look like a crisis, because Convergence was a crisis because they retconned in the idea that every story that you've ever read is in canon, in continuity somewhere. So that was like a status quo, universe-shattering thing that happened. Flashpoint obviously rebooted the entire universe, created the New 52, and joined the Wildstorm and Vertigo universes together. Again, haven't read like Identity Crisis or Final Crisis, so I'm not sure their lasting effects, but like Crisis on Infinite Earths clearly rebooted everything, essentially, just like Flashpoint did. So I don't think Doomsday Clock is going to be a crisis. But we'll see. Maybe Doomsday Clock is going to reboot everything and put the Watchmen into the DC universe. Who's to say? It might just be the Watchmen messing with Superman or something. I don't know. We'll find out. Thanks for watching this very quick AURAM'S Forum. Here's my Twitter if you want to talk more about the Crises. Talk about it in the comments as well. Julian Andrews' Twitter as well. They're great. They edit this. They're a good time. So yeah, that's it. We'll be back next week with regularly scheduled long AURAM'S Forums. So yeah, maybe you guys like the shorter ones. YouTube sure doesn't, but maybe you do. So anyway, thanks. Bye-bye.